Okay, dear students, physics, myself M.R. Patil, HOD. We are going to start the new chapter, current electricity. The things which are going to study are in a syllabus, statement of Biot-Savart's law, derivation of expression for magnetic field due to a straight conductor carrying current, mention of expression for variation of magnetic field along the axis of a circular coil, tangent law, determination of BH, that is magnetic Earth's horizontal component, then Helmholtz galvanometer, principle, construction and working. Okay, so these things we are going to study in this chapter. In the previous chapter, we studied the effect of magnetic field on a charged particle. In this chapter, we are going to study, that is, how the magnetic field strength vary from its current carrying conductor. Okay, so here you can see this is the current carrying conductor. It is carrying a current of I ampere. Then how the magnetic field develops? By using your right hand rule. So fold your all fingers except thumb. Thumb, it is showing in upward direction. Remaining all fingers are folded. So that shows the direction of magnetic field and thumb shows the direction of current. Okay students, let's get start the syllabus by Laplace or Biot-Savart's law. So this law you already studied in PUC Science second year. So in this you are going to repeat this. So this is the current carrying conductor, that is the XY. It is carrying a current of I ampere, and of this conductor we took a small element, that is a DL. Okay, and now in that DL the current is flowing and the magnetic field is developing around this small element of current. Then what is the effect of magnetic field or the resultant magnetic field at point P due to this small current element we are going to determine. And the direction of magnetic field at point P is found by, that is, right hand palm rule. That is, if thumb indicates, you stretch your hand such that the four fingers, these four fingers are mutually perpendicular to the, that is, thumb, and thumb indicates the direction of current, and these four fingers are stretched parallel and they are in a plane, and now perpendicular to your thumb, perpendicular to your fingers, that represents the direction of magnetic field at this point P. Okay, so now consider a conductor XY carrying a current I ampere. P be the point at a distance R from the small current element DL, and now angle between the current element and point P is theta, and the current element, then the Laplace law states that the magnetic field at a point P due to the current element DL is denoted by delta B is directly proportional to delta. So current element at point P due to at point P is directly proportional to the current element delta L, and it is directly proportional to the current through the conductor, and it is also directly proportional to sine theta, and it is inversely proportional to square of the distance between the current element and the point P. Okay, so at point P the strength of the magnetic field increases when the current element is increased, in the sense size of the current element is increased, so therefore it is directly proportional. Also, if the strength of the current increases through this conductor, then the magnetic field developed around this conductor is also increases, so therefore the magnetic field at point P also increases, and it is directly proportional to sine theta, that is the angle. So now it is inversely proportional to square of the distance, in the sense if the point P is away from the conductor, then the magnetic field at point P becomes decreases. If it is close to the conductor, then the magnetic field strength at point P increases. That is the inverse square law, it valid. So therefore dB is directly proportional to I dl sine theta divided by r square. So therefore dB is equal to k into I dl sine theta divided by r square, where k is the proportionality constant we introduced, and it is equal to k is equal to mu naught divided by 4 pi, where mu naught is the permeability of the air, in the sense around this conductor magnetic field is developed, and if the air medium permeability, in the sense the air medium that allow to flow the magnetic field very easily, that is known as the permeability, ability of the air medium to pass the magnetic field, that is known as permeability. So therefore, dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine theta divided by r square. So this is equation represents the magnetic field due to the current element dl at point P. We are not getting the magnetic field at point P due to whole conductor. We get the magnetic field at point P due to this small current element in the Biot-Savart's law. Okay. Now we are going to study magnetic field at a point due to a long straight conductor carrying current. So in Biot-Savart's law, we studied the magnetic field at point P due to a small current element. Here we are going to study the magnetic field at point P due to a long straight conductor, total long straight conductor. Okay. So let xy be the long straight conductor carrying a current of I. P be the point at a perpendicular distance r from the current element. So here, so r from the current element, and the magnetic field at P due to the current element AB of length dl is given by, from Biot-Savart's law we directly take, so that it is dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine theta divided by x square. So call this equation number 1. Okay. Now draw AC perpendicular to BP line. Okay. Now the triangle ABC. ABC is a right angle triangle. So sine theta is equal to AC divided by AB, it becomes. So therefore sine theta is equal to AC by AB. So therefore AC is equal to AB sine theta. That AB is nothing but the current element, that is delta L. So it becomes DL sine theta. Call this equation number 2. Similarly, for an arc AC, so now this is as an arc for a triangle APC. APC with an angle d phi, small angle d phi, then AC is equal to x, that is the distance x into d phi. So call this equation number 3. Therefore, from equation 2 and 3, x d phi is equal to dl sine theta. So call this equation number 4. Okay. Now substitute equation 4 in equation 1. Substitute equation 4 in equation 1. So we get, that is d phi is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by x square x d phi, x 1x get cancels. So it is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by x into d phi. Call this equation number 5. Consider a right angle triangle APO. A, P, O. So this is a right angled triangle here, and this phi is the angle. So that is cos phi is equal to OP by AP. Cos phi is equal to OP by AP. That is the hypothesis. So here it becomes equal to R divided by X. That is R divided by X it becomes. So therefore X is equal to R divided by cos phi. Put the value of X in equation 5, we get dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I divided by R into cos phi d phi. Call this equation number 6. Okay. So now total field at P due to entire length of the current carrying conductor is given by integrating equation 6. So now this is the equation number 6. So that gives the magnetic field at point P due to this small current element. Clear? Then we are going to find the magnetic field at P due to whole this conductor XY. In that case, we consider here two angles. This is the phi we represented. It is above the x coordinate. So therefore, it is taken with a positive sign. We take another phi here below the x coordinate. So that it is as a phi 1 and it is a negative. So therefore, here it is a phi 1 with a negative sign. This as a phi 2 with a positive sign. And we integrate the equation 6. So therefore, integrating dB is equal to minus phi 1 to phi 2 integration of mu naught by 4 pi I cos phi divided by R into d phi. So therefore, integration of dB means small magnetic elements are added together. So therefore, it becomes one big magnetic element, that is B, that it is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by R is a constant term. We take it out and we integrate the cos phi d phi between the limit minus phi 1 to plus phi 2. Clear? So therefore, it is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by R. So cos phi is sin phi between the limit minus phi 1 to phi 2. Substitute the values of these limits. So mu naught by 4 pi I by R into bracket sin phi 2 minus sin of minus phi 1. Okay. So therefore, it becomes mu naught by 4 pi I by R sin phi 2. Sin of minus phi 1 is minus sin phi 1. So that becomes plus sin phi 1, and call this equation number 7. For infinitely long straight conductor, here in this case. So infinitely long straight conductor, in the sense this is a very long straight conductor. In that case, what happens? So that is P becomes very close to, that is this conductor. So therefore, P and this XY conductor becomes, that is BP, and this line R becomes parallel to, that is XY. Okay. So in that case, this angle approaches to 90 degree. That is phi angle approaches to 90 degree. So therefore, phi 1 is equal to 90 degree and phi 2 is equal to 90 degree. We substitute here. So therefore, equation 7 reduces to, that is B into mu naught I divided by 4 pi R into bracket sin 90 plus sin 90, that is 1 plus 1, it is equal to 2. So therefore, this 2 and here 1 4 we cancel. So we get B is equal to mu naught I divided by 2 pi R is the expression for magnetic field at a point. Magnetic field at a point due to a long straight conductor carrying current. So thank you dear.